Click the bell icon to get latest videos from Ekeeda.
Hello friends, today we are going to discuss about the thread cancellation in a process management. How threads are cancelled, what are the types and modes of thread cancellation, and also what are the advantages and disadvantages of using that types in thread cancellation. Thread cancellation involves termination of a thread before it has completed its work. For example, if several threads are searching through a database and one thread has returned the result, then the other threads may be cancelled or not. In some other situation, when a user presses a stop button in the web browser, then all pages that are loading further will be cancelled. Now, when loading in a web browser page, at each page then can be loaded and each image in separate threads. Now, if the user presses the stop button in the web browser, then all the pages and threads that are loading currently the web page in the web browser will be cancelled. Now, when the thread is cancelled, that is known and referenced as a target thread. This target thread can be cancelled in two ways. The number was in an asynchronous cancellation and number 2 is a deferred cancellation. In asynchronous cancellation, a target thread is immediately terminated by any other thread. And in deferred cancellation, the thread periodically checks that it should or should not terminate itself and allow an opportunity to terminate itself in an orderly fashion. Now, the difficulty is when cancellation of thread arises when the threads that are cancelled are allocated resources, or in some situation when the thread are cancelled that is in the midst of changing or updating the data that is being shared with other threads. Now, what happens? The data become inconsistent when the thread is being cancelled as a target thread. Now, in asynchronous cancellation, as we know that the thread is immediately cancelled by another thread, so the thread here must not reclaim all the resources as a free necessary system-wide resources. Generally, an operating system reclaims the resources but may not get all the resources reclaimed. In contrast, when user using the deferred cancellation, then a thread receives a cancellation request, but the cancellation actually occurs after checking a flag by the thread itself that it should or should not terminate. Now, as the cancellation is depending upon checking a flag, then the cancellation will be done only in a safe mode, that all after updating the data or the resources that have been deallocated. In pthread, the thread cancellation is generally done by a pthread cancel function. Now, the pthread ID that is to be terminated or cancelled is given passed to the parameter of this function. Now, we will see that how this function actually is syntacted. First, we are creating the thread using a pthread create function and passing the thread ID to that function along with other parameters. Now we want to cancel this thread as a target thread. Now the function pthread cancel along with the parameter of the thread ID can request a cancellation on that thread. However, actualization cancellation done after only checking that how the state or the thread of the state is said to be handled the request. Now, receiving the request by the pthread cancel function, there are various cancellation modes supported by the pthread to cancellation done. Now, the cancellation modes are, first one is a disable state, then one is asynchronous state, and the third one is a deferred state. Now for off state, the cancellation is disabled, and for deferred and asynchronous state, the cancellations are enabled. Obviously, if the cancellation is enabled, then only a target thread can be cancelled. If the target thread wants to be terminated but it has the cancellation mode disabled, then it must wait and the cancellation is not done at the time. Later on, it can be cancellation mode enabled done. After that, the request can be prompted. Now, the cancellation can be done only after reaching a cancellation point. Now, this cancellation point can be set by a pthread test cancel function. Now, this pthread test cancel function wants to invoke the parameters of other functions known as a cleanup handler. Now, the cleanup handler function eventually deallocates all the resources that have been previously allocated to the thread which is to be terminated or cancelled. After deallocating all the resources, then only a thread can be terminated safely. Now we will see that how a request of the cancellation thread can be done and testing that the test cancel function usage of that the cancellation mode is in a disabled or enabled. Here, this pthread test cancel function is used within a while loop which is true for 1, and that is the test cancel function will again run and run after it finds a cancellation thread with the enabled mode. Now, due to these issues that we have discussed, the pthread cancellation is not done in an asynchronous mode, rather it is preferred to be done in a deferred mode. That is all for thread cancellation. Thank you for watching this video. Stay tuned with Ekeeda and subscribe to Ekeeda.